Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and today I'm actually going to be featuring the Phantom Knight Burning Abyss, well, not really Burning Abyss, deck profile that I said I would actually upload because this is post-banlist. The banlist actually gave us back Rusty, which is gigantic, and right now you're seeing like the old ratios, I mean the old like, you know, limits, like 1 graph, 1 seer, blah blah blah, etc, but don't worry about that because these cards are now semi-limited. But before we start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So obviously I'm playing 2 Seer and 2 Graph because they are the best Burning Abyss. They are the only Burning Abyss that actually generate you instant card advantage. Farfa is good if you're playing Beatrice, but if you're not, it's just that kind of card where it can brick, and when it does, you just kind of feel like you could have played just better cards, honestly. And I don't really like committing too much for a Beatrice. It's good though, I'm not gonna lie, it can be good at times, and if your hand is like really good, you can do like 7 interruptions plus a Beatrice, and in theory, like with a very good hand, you can do like 11 interruptions with this deck. It is really that good. It's honestly that good. It's not hype, it's just I'm actually being dead ass. Like, this deck is really strong and really consistent because one card gets you there. Like 1 tour guide, 1 tier scale. This is ridiculous card, man. It's actually crazy. It's a Dark Refer on shrooms. That card, I mean on crack, not on shrooms. On shrooms it actually makes you worse. But yeah, unless you're taking like the good shrooms that Mario is taking, but that's a different story. Anyways, I'll explain Tour Guide. Yeah, no, sorry. I'll explain Graph. Tour Guide, however, is a really cool card now that we have it at 3. It doesn't change anything, but if you actually play 3 Kagemusha Knight, I think I already explained this in my deck profile, and people were still wondering, why do I play Kagemusha Knight? You can chain block, like Tour Guide Chainlink 1 and Kagemusha Light Chainlink 2, because both of them are optional 1 effects. And so no mandatory effects, no BS, none of that, which is very nice. It's kind of like a Blue Mountain Butter Spy when Gookie went to use, like when used to go like Chainlink 1 Armageddon effect, Chainlink 2 Butter Spy 7 from hand, and you would just be like, okay, I guess you're sending that Malicious, and then even if Malicious gets ashed, you still have like Isolde, and then you full combo as if nothing ever happened. So that was Happy Land, and yeah. Tour Guide is just a fantastic card. Kagemusha Knight, right now I'm only playing it at 1. I'm actually explaining this right now because I wanted to play 1 Psychic Wielder. Psychic Wielder does nothing. It has no effect. It's just a level 3 that is hard once per turn that you can special summon from your hand, but it does nothing. It doesn't have an effect, and it being a tuner matters not because I did not want it to play, like, I did not want to play Needle Fiber and like all those I don't know, like you can, obviously, if you play Rubik, that you can special summon off of a Graph, you can use the Cherubini and the Rubik to make Needle Fiber, but what are you really achieving? Like, even if Jet Synchron and O-Line were a thing, I still wouldn't really play them in a deck like this. Like, you might as well just keep it as consistent and clean as possible. Yeah. 1 Orochimaru Child Molester, and then Jackalope. Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it is. And then 1 Strain Greaves. Once again, none of the Phantom Knight ratios changed. Strain Greaves is not a starter whatsoever. You can send it to the grave with Rusty though, which is nice, and then you can banish it and summon like tier scale from the hand. So this actually did change them like a lot, and Ragged Gloves is better than ever because you can send that with Cherubini, and when you make your Rusty and you get Nibiru'd, it's not the end of the world because the Ragged Gloves that you sent with Cherubini can now actually send either the Wings or the Fogblade and then revive back the Rusty, and then, you know, do as if you never got Nibiru'd, which is kind of nasty. So 1 Tour Guide is 2 Fogblades through Nibiru. That's actually really sick when you think about it. So not bad, not bad, not bad. 1 card combos that make 2 interruptions through 1 huge hand trap, like literally a meteorite. Not too bad. Yeah, Strain Greaves is cool, but if you play more than 1, you're going to start breaking and you're going to start losing. However, these ones, they're just so incredibly good. You like want to draw them. By the way, I need to like explain something, is that your normal summons don't actually conflict, and this is the reason why 3 Tour Guide and 3 Tier Skill is 100% correct, because if you drop both, your actual normal summon would be the Tour Guide, and then you would actually, you know, find a way to get the Strain Greaves in the grave, which is borderline too easy, because you can send it with Cherubini and Rusty, and then you summon that Tier Skill, and then use the Dark Refer effect, and then you can revive it back from your graveyard, which is literally Happy Land City. So yeah, your deck really won't break too often. If anything, I would like to play more level 3 extenders, but not too great. If I play Ghost Ogre, I'll be playing 1 Emergency Teleport, but meh. Yeah, whatever. 3 Ancient Cloak, of course. Really cool and practical effect that people actually forget is that the 800 attack boost and defense boost, I guess, is actually until the end of the opponent's turn. So while you're comboing for your turn 1, back then you used to have like no darks on the field because Utopic Future Dragon, if I recall correctly, is a light. Let me confirm. Yes, it is a light. Appaloosa is a wind, and Beatrice was a light. So you wouldn't really be able to target a dark, but now you actually end your turn with Rusty, which has 2100 attack. So if you can actually boost it with 800 with Ancient Cloak, it can matter because now your opponent can't really summon like a monster with 2800 attack or less and crash into Rusty. So your Rusty is going to be here to stay, which is nice. So Ancient Cloak's effect going first, definitely use it. You can only use it while it's in attack position. So when you keep reviving it with Levianeer from their banished, because usually you go into like 3 Levianeers, I want to say 80% of your turn 1s, because this deck is Turbo City. I'm going to explain Levianeer, like Leviair, oh my god. Did I say Levianeer like 10 times? Leviair, oh my god. But yeah, Leviair is actually nasty because not only do you get back your resources, it allows you to make Utopic Future Dragon. If I could play like 10 Leviairs, I would play 10. But yeah, always have to be in attack position, so you can actually put it back into defense, and then, you know, it's kind of like the wind-up monsters when, if you can actually change their position, you can apply an effect, but yeah, it's weaker. Anyways, 3-tier skill, I don't need to explain that. Literally has like 10 billion effects. You don't even need to discard a Phantom Knight card to use the Foolish effect, so if you have tier skill with literally nothing else, it's still 5 interruptions. It's Appaloosa for 3 and 2 Fog Blade, so if you can actually pitch like a Wing or a Fog Blade, oh my god, my guy, you're in like super business. It's gonna be like insanity what you're gonna end on. It's crazy, and you're gonna have like always a huge follow-up for next turn. It's literally Orcus 2.0. This deck is nasty. Moving forward, like I said, Kagemusha Knight, in a perfect world, I would be playing 3 because of the chain blocking aspect. A problem that I have with people watching YouTube videos, just in general, honestly, it's not even just me, I'm not even victimizing myself. A lot of people, when they see deck profiles, they click on pause, and then they don't watch the deck profile, and they look at the deck list, and then they don't understand something, and instead of actually watching the video, they instantly comment, why are you not playing like 3 of X, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, you could have easily like avoided that if you actually just took the time to watch my video instead of instantly commenting like right away. Like, trust me, it's just not a good attitude. It's like a common mistake that people have, and it's like also a culture that people have that they think is fine because it has been normalized, but it is not fine. It's just a common mistake that everyone's doing, and hopefully it will change in the future, because deck profiles have a tendency to have a lower average view duration, which is something that I do check on my analytics, because once again, the fact that you can just pause and just look at the deck list in front of you is actually a problem. So if I see someone like posting a deck list on the comment section, you will get blocked. I'm sorry, but this is just not a healthy thing for the viewers, and also it's a very bad thing for me. So it's just a lose-lose situation, and Kagemusha Knight was kind of like in the same category as well as Leviair, because I explained them very well, and people were still asking me, why are you playing them? You know, it's a problem, but whatever. Moving forward, 3 Silent Boots, 3 Ash. Ash, the issue with that is that it loses to 3 TT, whereas if you played nothing else, I mean, you can't really play D-Shifter. D-Shifter plays around 3 TT because you can use it on standby or draw phase, and 3 TT only covers the main phase, and Infinite obviously dodges that. Nibiru is cool. Now, Nibiru got significantly better because it is much harder to make Herald before you're before you actually do anything productive. And just like decks lost a lot of ceiling, so if you Nibiru like rocks, for example, they might be in like super deep shit, which wasn't the case before, trust me. And yeah, I don't know, Ash is like an okay one, but you can definitely swap this for like 3 more like utility cards, honestly. And then one Rhoda changes, like, searches literally your whole deck, even searches Kagemusha Knight. So if you have Tour Guide and Rhoda, you have a Tour Guide that has a 100% chance of resolving through an Ash, and I mean, Ogre doesn't really exist, but as soon as you get to the point where you have like Cherubini on the field, Ogre is no longer a thing, because your monsters just cannot be destroyed by card effects. I mean, even by battle, I think, right? No, only card effects, and then this can, like, even Cherubini himself can actually protect himself by sending another card you control to the grave, so that's actually nasty. Foolish Burial, I mean, you literally have 65 billion effects in the graveyard, every single Phantom Knight monster and the Burning Abyss monsters, And even Foolish Burial Goods, to a certain extent, could almost make sense. Almost. I wouldn't play it, but it could almost make sense because at the end of the day, it's basically just a Monster Reborn, but it's a worse one. So you might as well just play Monster Reborn before you play that. But I wouldn't play Monster Reborn because you need to focus more on starting your plays rather than extending them, because when you're extending your plays by just summoning a monster that has it's just a plain monster, like a level 3 monster, you're not achieving anything. Like, your end goal is still doing the same amount of negates, and you could have done that with just a card that says, special summon this card from your hand. Literally. So, yeah. When called by the grave, Big Rip, boys. The Big Rip changes nothing. Who cares? 3 Forbidden Job. This card's insane. Oh my god. This card literally helps you. Imagine when negating your opponent benefits you. Like, it's crazy. Like, you negate everything, and then you go, grave, Merry Christmas, I win. So, Forbidden Drop is actually disgusting in this deck. You can actually send your Fog Blades after they're resolved, and then you can banish your Fog Blade from the graveyard, revive back your Break Sword, which is pointed by Rusty, so that's one extra bonus interruption that we just got. You pop a card on the field, and then if you play the rank up magic garbage, which you shouldn't be doing, you can summon Evil Swarm Ophion, but that's the reason why you're not playing the rank up magic garbage, is because Evil Swarm Ophion covers absolutely fuck all. It's literally garbage. Please for the love of God, don't play the rank up magic. A lot of people actually commented like, why are you not playing the rank up magic with Dark Rebellion? I'm like I'm not trying to be passive aggressive, but I'm trying to win here, and the rank up magic is a great way to not do that. Your deck can easily summon like Arc Rebellion with literally just one Break Sword, so why would you do something weaker when you can just, I don't know, it's just yeah. Anyways, moving forward, 3 Imperm, I mean, I would explain that kind of. 1 Wing and 3 Fog Blade. This hasn't changed since my deck's last deck profile. If anything, most of the deck list didn't really change. I'm just trying to explain more things that maybe people actually kind of missed, and I feel like this video might actually get a bit more attention because not only is it post-ban list, but also ET just made a replay video on EDO Pro, I think at the exact same moment as I'm uploading this video, so I think he should be like linking this deck profile to his channel. So yeah, anyways, moving forward, Arc Rebellion Xyz. This is kind of like your Utopia double package, so you can kind of consider Raider's Knight to be Utopia double, and then Arc Rebellion being Utopia himself combined with like double or nothing. So it's just like a small little package that allows you to deal like a lot of damage to your opponent's face in one shot. It's basically the One Punch Man. And also one thing that I completely missed, and I apologize for that, Raider's Knight actually makes your monster indestructible by card effects. So no, sorry, actually it actually makes him destroy itself at the end of the next turn, but Arc Rebellion is actually indestructible by card effect if it was Xyz summoned, and when you summon this, it's actually treated as an Xyz summon. So your Arc Rebellion, if it's summoned by Raider's Knight, it actually doesn't auto-destroy, which is very, very sick. But apart from that, it's not an interruption, so it's just a one punch to the face, like I said. The rank up magic doesn't really allow you to do like interesting interruptions outside of, like I said, Ophion and Dark Requiem, if you really want to make your deck as inconsistent as playable as possible. Yeah, Evil Swarm Nightmare. There's a combo where you pop your own Break Sword on your turn 1 with Rusty, and then you revive back 2 Phantom Knights, including like a Ragged Gloves, and then when you Xyz for Evil Swarm Nightmare, it has a permanent 1000 boost, which changes absolutely nothing to your life. You can also make Master Key Beetle and Kirin Gorgon, so putting it out there. And then, yeah, Break Sword, you know, you're playing Phantom Knights, kind of free. 3 Levier, like I said, if I could play 10, I would play 10. This card is disgusting. It's literally insane, and no, there's no reason not to play 3. Like, the maximum amount, you're always trying to max out on this card, because I actually wish I could be playing more. Like, same thing with Utopic Future and Utopic Future Dragon. These cards are nasty. This is like a main deck inherent Borreload, and this is like the best negation that you can actually ever put on a monster. I mean, for monster effects at least, because it negates monster effects and then steals, no, doesn't destroy, doesn't banish, doesn't shuffle back to the deck, steals, permanent steal. That's ridiculous. Like, okay, you want to pop me with Dragoon? It literally, not only do I not die because it's indestructible by card effects, yes, I know, and also it's just insane. It can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Oh, this is just the biggest pain for a lot of decks to deal with, honestly. It's very annoying. But yeah, Appaloosa, Trisbania, which is how you deal with trap decks, by the way. If you're going first, the goal is to make Trisbania and then have like a trap card in the grave, so you can special summon back a Phantom Knight, you know, destroy it. Well, I mean, it's gonna get banished, and then banish every spells and traps on the field. So if you're playing against Altergeist and you go first, you go like Trisbania, and then not even set back row because you know they're gonna get banished. You just make sure you have like either a Wings or a Fogblade in the grave alongside a Phantom Knight, and they can't really go set 5. It just won't work. You can use this during the end phase as well, not during the main phase only. It's not like IP Masquerena, so they really can't try to go like set 2 and then like proceed to go like end phase, and then you go like, okay, end of main phase. No, trust me, it's like end phase, banish 5, game. It's actually nasty. And then Unicorn, I used to play Masquerena, but I cut it. It's really not that necessary. Rusty, man, you Krusty Clown. Krusty the Clown? Is it Krusty Clown? There's Krusty, and then there's Krusty Krabs. A lot of Krusty, but Rusty is indeed... He was kind of rusty because he was on the BANLIST for a bit too long. Because of Orchest, by the way. Not because of Phantom Knights. Yo, frick Orchest, man. They didn't deserve... I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just all because of them that Phantom Knight actually got destroyed, but... Yeah, we at least got back Rusty, which is nice. And then Cerberus is actually used when you get Nibiru'd, because you use the Nibiru token with like another monster to make Cerberus. You pop the Nibiru token. Sometimes the Rusty is actually brought back from the graveyard, so you actually have yourself a Coaling Cerberus. You draw 1 card as well. You can actually discard your trap cards for like extenders in a way, kind of. And Cherubini, why would I bother explaining this? The idea section, I really don't have to justify anything here. Outside of, you know, you can play Beatrice with Farfa if you really want to. Negalogia, I mean, you just look at the amount of Xyz monsters on your field. Odd Eyes, whatever. The Dark Web, no. Dark Rebellion, no. Kali Yuga is one thing that I actually really tried to do, but it was just unpractical. So I also would not bother 3 Tactical Talents if you really want to play like more Called by the Grave-esque cards. Because to be fair, this deck is relatively good at playing like through hand traps and not necessarily just around hand traps, so it's nice. When I mean like play around hand traps is like, you're like really good at Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like physically draw Cross-Eyed Designator and Call by the Grave, but nah. Anyways, Shade Brigandine and Phantom Knight Sword, please don't play Rank Up Magic Launch. I'm literally almost begging you. This card is complete garbage in its own deck. It was banned not because of Phantom Knights, but because Azathoth and Kali Yuga, literally, and because Rusty made it. Oh shit, I just realized we have Rusty and Rank Up Magic in one format. Oh my god. That's bad. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say and showcase for this Phantom Knight deck profile. If you guys have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Because it does motivate me a lot to keep making videos like these. I feel like I'm going to miss that one completely for the rest of my existence. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.